And now, Jabroni Studios, in association with Big Herm Productions, is proud to present to you, recording from an undisclosed location in Oakdale, Connecticut, it's Chris Burns, it's Chris Lynch, it's Matt Marsh.
What up?
This is Dysfunction Junction.
That was perfect. I'm not going to lie to you. That felt really good. That was in the pocket the whole time.
That was very good.
What are you snacking on?
Crab cake.
Oh. Here, I thought he was going to be beefaroni for life, but, crab cake good.
The new formula, it's just, well, I shouldn't say the new formula. It's probably been like that for 20 years. But it's all watery and stuff.
He bought it at the new McDonald's. And
yeah, he did. That's been there for 35 years. We've got people that are too fat for lift. We've got people that are too young to be the vice chair of anything. And what other random bullshit we've got going on today? We've got a plethora of topics. And crab cakes galore. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and people in Grinch hats, welcome to Dysfunction Junction.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
And fuck yeah to you too. Chris Burns here, directly below me in the Grinch hat. He is the one and only Possum King.
Did you say below you?
Maybe
below.
Later.
See, one innuendo in one day is enough for you. Stand down. Just ease up. Back on the brakes. Here we go.
That's an Italian suppository, right?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Okay. Hey, Chris Lynch.
Fragile.
Ooh, it's a prestigious award. Speaking of prestigious awards, we have the one and only, fresh out of the barbershop, Matt Marsh. Johnny Crab Cake. Face. That was a really great bad movie. I'm not going to lie to you.
Peter Weller.
What movie?
Buckaroo
Banzai.
Oh, yeah, man.
Buckaroo Banzai. The Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai.
A little guilty pleasure from back in the day.
Absolutely. And the producer extraordinaire, the man with no hair, and still dropping LBs like they're hot beats. It is Big Herm, Michael P.S. Herman.
He's down to one chin.
Like half.
He's no longer the Chinese phone book of Dysfunction Junction.
That's right.
All right, gentlemen. I've waited all week to talk about this since it happened just after our last episode. Is it possible to be too fat for a lift? Legally speaking.
Not a forklift.
Is it possible?
What?
No.
Well, apparently it happened.
Well,
it did happen.
Well, yeah. But no.
So, coming from doing Lyft and Uber in the past, I have the right as a driver because I don't work for Uber. I'm a subcontractor, and within that, I have the right of refusal for pretty much any reason. Just like when I roll up, and the customer looks at my car and goes, "Nope," they can say decline.
Did that happen?
It goes both ways. Yes, it has. It has happened in the past.
Roll up and you'd be like, "This thing is not even close to fucking safe." No.
Oh, I thought it would. Oh, it's not a BMW or some shit.
Right. Well, they selected me because in my profile I have Land Rover. They're expecting this $195,000 Land Rover to come rolling up, but when it's only an $85,000 LR4 in pristine condition, they're like, "No, man, I thought it was a tight ride. I thought it was like a G-Wagon." I'm like, you want a G-Wagon, go get one your fucking self.
Well, that's when you tell
There's a picture of my car in the profile.
Next time you tell them, then you're going to want Uber Black. Thank you.
Well, I was going to say, couldn't she, would it have made more sense for her or a plus-size vehicle?
You would like to think so.
Wait a minute. Wait. Why?
Because she's plus-size?
Wait.
That's a great answer.
Why?
Why not?
Because she is too much?
But why? They don't make a plus-size vehicle. Okay, as a fat person,
Christ!
Former fat person.
No. It's the same. It doesn't fucking matter.
All right.
The fact is, he showed up. I get a lift. Okay, I put the lift in. Who's fucking coming? Well, it's me. Yup. And then it's my twin fucking brother. Yup. And you're telling me that me and my twin brother, two football players, can't fit in your fucking 4-passenger car? We've got way more fucking problems than my fat ass sitting in it. We have fucking problems structurally with your piece of shit vehicle, you fat shaming fuck. She's two
That's
fucking
right.
people. If you can't let two fucking people sit in your car because that's a back seat, and that's technically where you're supposed to ride with Uber Lyft, not this front seat bullshit unless you fill the back seat. I know, because I did that shit. Her fat ass fit in the fucking car, and that cocksucker should have let her ride. And if he doesn't, as a fucking representative of the company, he gets whatever the fucking lay on him. Thank you
I
for
knew.
coming to my fat TED Talk.
Oh my!
I knew I could put the quarter. I knew I could put the quarter in her
Fuck anybody
tonight.
who
Watch
says
him bang
anything
the drum.
Otherwise,
Now-
if two niggas from the hood showed the fuck up, monster-sized, they'd have fit in that fucking car, and they can fuck themselves on it.
You got a pet. You got a responsibility. You get out there and you find that fucking dog.
I think that this topic is very triggering for Mr. Herman. No, I get what you're saying, Herm. I totally get it.
Wow.
But people have choices too. People have choices, and within the
do.
choices through
Choices
Uber,
have consequences, and they're gonna get those. You know, Duck Dynasty said what they did. Doesn't mean they have First Amendment rights, bitch. Their boss said, no, fuck off.
well,
Now,
and
when you-
again, it all goes back to being. It all goes back to being. Yeah, I Uber pays me, but I don't work for Uber. I work for myself as a third-party contractor.
Lynch.
Like I said earlier, I can just say, fuck you. I don't want to pick you up. They're not out any money because I canceled the ride. If they cancel on the driver, they're stupid if they cancel because they still get a minimum charge
Right.
for
This
the inconvenience.
dumb motherfucker said why and fucking posted a bitch rather than just pushing a fucking button and letting it fucking go. He had to make a federal case out of it.
Actually, I thought
He
she
didn't,
made
though.
worse of a
He didn't.
She made worse of a case.
She made the case because he told
Had
her
he-
exactly fucking why, which isn't a valid fucking reason other than I'm fucking prejudiced that you're fat.
And I will agree with you 100% on that. Had he not opened his mouth and just said, sorry, no, and driven away, we'd never hear about it. But because he did say it, it gave her friend the opportunity, or her, or whoever filmed it, the opportunity to film the whole interaction. Now it's out there for everybody to fucking view, and everybody can criticize about exactly how it was handled. Bottom line is, everybody's got the free will to do whatever the fuck they want. Right or wrong. I personally believe he had the right to decline the ride. Maybe he shouldn't have said why. Just keep your fucking mouth shut and drive away. No. Then we wouldn't be having this discussion more than likely. But I'm of the opinion that even if that had happened, she still would have made it an issue because she has another thing that she can take issue with. It's because she's black.
Do we
Yes, but
know?
once again, not to cut Matt off, but once again, you've seen those lawyers, they're smoking on the fucking internet and they tell you, what's the first thing they tell you? What's something that's a question, what do you do? Shut the fuck up. So many people didn't go to jail or have a fucking problem because they shut the fuck up. That's the problem. He pitched a bitch because she pitched a bitch. She had the right to ask and inquire. He had the right to have enough sense to shut the fuck up.
Well, you would think.
No, I agree with that. I can buy that argument, and I think that's in my head. I think that's how that whole situation should have gone down. He didn't give himself the out. He painted himself in a corner by saying it's because you're too fucking big or fat, whatever the words he used. But my other side of that coin, even had that not been the case and he just drove away, I think she still would have made issue of it because she has an additional thing to say is because I'm fat and black. You see, anybody can make anything an issue if they wanted to be. I can find the most mundane stupid thing and make it an issue because I can sit here.
But you're projecting. Thank you.
Or let him finish.
No, I'm just saying the whole.
How am I projecting?
That's literally projecting.
That's not projection.
Yes, it is. It's creating
That's
an issue.
absolutely not.
That wasn't actually there.
Because it happens every fucking day. It happens every day in the media. The media brings up a topic that's already dead. been buried, and they make it an issue because it promotes more viewership. We live in a TikTok, Instagram, Facebook society now. Everybody wants to make an issue out of everything now because it gets some views, likes, and fucking money. The bottom line is fucking money. Is because people get greedy. This woman, who I never fucking heard of before in my life and never would have had this incident not happened, she can reap benefits from this from her social platforms. You get these old fucking punk ass kids going to malls and pranking people and getting the shit kicked out of them. Surprisingly, they think, because they're harassing people and trying to be funny. And it was funny until the guy that they were pranking pulled out a gun and shot the kid. That's what I'm saying. Anybody can make an issue out of anything they want to and make it appear out of thin fucking air. I don't give a shit one way or another, but I just know well enough to know that people, as soon as they can grab on to something and push it through social media, they're going to. They're going to push it through because they want their voice heard. They want their agenda met. They want their likes and clicks and views and subscribes to their fucking bullshit social media platforms, because that's what everybody cares about nowadays. And when I say everybody, I mean the 18 to 30-year-olds, because that's what everybody fucking does now. And I saw it through the pandemic. These people who were nobody in 2019 can't go out and work. So what do? They put more time into their YouTube channel. That becomes their full-time job. And if people like Charlotte Dobre, Leon Lush, Donut Operator, all these guys flourish because they found they had a captive audience. And the more shit that you can bring to your platform and keep eyes on you, they're going to keep bringing. They're going to keep making issues out of everything. That's my 2 cents. Chris, I can't hear you.
How about now?
I got you.
Okay. Sorry, I hit the cough button and it stuck. I don't begrudge this young lady for being mad. To Lynch's point, I do think she's making a mountain out of a molehill. Lyft does have an option where you can get a larger sized vehicle, but to Herm's point, at her height and weight, she could have fit in the back of that Mercedes sedan, which Mercedes has made a statement that yes, she totally could have based on her.
It's a 5-person vehicle.
Right.
What is that? What
And
it was?
Lyft,
A Mercedes?
A Mercedes
Yeah.
sedan, 5-person, 2 in the front, 3 in the back. She could have fit.
Yeah, it's not like he pulled up in like an '87 Metro or
Right.
a fucking
A Corolla.
Renault Lacar. You know what I mean? Like
The La Car.
Renault.
Little
Lacar.
yellow, different.
Kind of. My thing about it is the guy was wrong to pitch a stink. You know, just try. You pull up, you say, no, I can't pick you up. I apologize. You don't have to give a reason. You guys have done the Ubers and the Lyfts before.
Well, I mean,
You don't
and
feel
not
safe.
gonna lie, it asks you for a reason. If I pull up and I cancel, it asks for a reason, and you have to give a reason of some
And
sort.
that would start a whole nother bag of worms. But to her credit, she didn't start. And again, like Lynch said, we live by this little box, okay? And to her credit, she didn't walk up to the car filming the car. She didn't walk up looking for a problem. It's when he denied service that she hit the little button and started recording. Well, why? Tell me why. And she was rather nice about it at first. Have you heard the tape that was released?
She was
I
very.
heard the whole thing.
Oh, she was
She was
polite.
very
Oh.
polite.
until he got sassy,
Yes.
and as soon as he got sassy, the
Again-
problem is that
And the more he kept talking, I kept saying, "Shut the
he
fuck
had
up."
no fucking valid reason, and that's the point. He had no other reason than some sort of I don't know, shame, prejudice, whatever you want to call it. But legitimately, he couldn't come up with a reason that he was confident enough to use. Because you can't look at her and go, I'm afraid you're going to break my car. Well, then we've got a real serious problem now, and Uber's now going to on film is going to have a problem. There's no answer he can give that legitimizes him saying I can't do this. There's no security issue. She's not being belligerent when he's asking. There's nothing that he has that he can give that's like a legit reason. And he can't even
Now,
yeah.
if he had rolled up and he saw like a fucking AK on her shoulder and guns all over her, or something dangerous, drugs,
Right,
something,
like if she was fucked up.
that's a little bit more understanding.
All of that goes to security, no problem. All right. Ride request is extremely drunk and vomiting, all kinds of shit. Whatever you want to come up.
I've
There was
done that
all-
before too.
All kinds of reasons I could deny a ride. But I had a van, and if I pulled up and there was 7 fat fucking people, we stuffed as many as we could in the fucking van, bro. That's your job. If you want to be a high-end Lyft, then you buy Uber Black. And even then it's such a case, if I'm requesting a higher end car because that's what I want to travel when I'm fat, then that's what I'm requesting.
Now, how does the liability work in those things though? Like, say they get in and they freaking trash your vehicle, or they spill fruit punch all over it, or some shit.
Oh, well,
I'm pretty sure it's an at-risk thing.
No, actually, no.
As far as
Actually,
the structure, not if you spill shit. That's what I was saying. Structurally, if you're driving and you happen to be an Uber driver and a spring breaks, that could have been a problem ongoing, and then the spring just broke. You know what I mean?
Like if they vomit in your car, you can get it cleaned. You put in a claim, you clean it. They cover it. They cover it. They add it to your shit for coverage. There's cleaning fees you add in. If they get sick, you
And
literally
they fight
start,
every fucking one of them.
yeah,
now.
you start with that, and they start adding the fees to the client. You fucked up a car. This is the cleaning fee. $50, $75, done.
So I had a woman just like spill a little bit of soda, and I have leather seats in the car, so I really don't care. I can clean it. And I just out of a curiosity, I submitted the cleaning fee, which I think it was $49 because of the type of damage it was. They approved it.
Yeah, they sent
Now
it.
I haven't done this for a couple of years, but I still am part of a Reddit thread for Uber and Lyft for both services, and Uber and Lyft have turned, let's say, turned a corner. They keep so much a higher percentage of the ride cost to the consumer than they did 3 years ago. Let's say you get a $75 ride from Foxwoods to the train station in New London. That's typically a $75 ride from the casino to the train station or some sort of transportation depot.
Jesus.
That's within New London County. Of that $75, now the driver sees about $9.
See, that was my understanding of it. I talked to drivers when I used to order like Uber Eats, years ago, and they told me that when they first started, it was a much sweeter deal than what it's turned into. I don't know really much about it.
So now, and I get it. It's the cost of doing business. In order for Uber and Lyft to stay in business, they have to generate some sort of revenue. It's not like it's a fucking welfare service.
Right, but
and just going to hand
$9.
gobs of people. They're not going to hand gobs of money to kids who are putting themselves through college with Lyft and Uber, and that's what happened during the pandemic and post pandemic. You had kids out there driving 24/7, and then rules started to change. And Herm can attest to this. You couldn't work X amount of hours. And there were blocks because your shifts were too concurrent. You had to have more time between your last sign on and your last log off. Your first sign on of the day and your last log off.
My bigger concern with that is probably the same reasons I never delivered pizzas or anything, because it just seemed like it was a lot of wear and tear on your vehicle for. It just didn't seem like the math didn't work for me.
Well, see, I was very picky with the rides I chose.
Like in your case, you're driving a vehicle that doesn't get great gas mileage as it is, but I mean, and it's an older Range Rover.
Yeah, it's not eligible for Uber Lyft anymore. It's too old.
So why would you want to put the extra miles and wear and tear on something like that?
Well, see, for me, it came to me in a very sweetheart deal with very low miles.
Okay.
So I wasn't really sweating it, and it was easy income.
Okay.
I was very selective with what rides I would take. I would position myself either between both casinos or closer to one than the other. I worked a show schedule on the weekends. Who's going to be in the arena Friday night? Who's going to be at Foxwoods on the main stage? What hotels are hosting big parties, like conventions and shit like that.
All right, so you did your homework.
New Year, you have to, because then it's not worth your money. New Year's Eve, 22 into 23, in 7 hours, I netted $2,000.
Nice.
Sure.
And that's about 6 or 7 hours total. 7 hours for me getting up, leaving my easy chair, getting in my car, and going to the first location. Because as the night grew on, the Uber rides became more and more expensive, because as it gets closer to midnight and after midnight, you want to be on the road between 10 p.m. and 4 a.m. And that's basically what I did.
Because that's a higher pay rate?
I did
It's surge
higher pay rate. Yeah, surge pricing. I'm working the surge.
What is
So
surge pricing? I don't follow.
So
As the demand
the
goes
apps,
up, the price goes up.
Okay, is that what
as
Wendy's
more and
talked
more
about
people-
doing?
Look,
yeah, surge pricing.
As a wave clears out of the casino on a show, all right. So it's 11 o'clock, and all of a sudden, everybody in that show has been drinking and looking for a fucking Uber. They're all asking for one. Well, now every Uber driver in the fucking area has to head to the place, because there's that many fucking people wanting them. And because there's that many people and that not that as enough drivers for everybody, the price goes up because the demand is high.
Okay.
So your demand right now is so you
It's like a 500% demand.
yeah, so
Okay.
your shit goes up.
So it is like what
So for a
fast food
tip-
talked about doing then, where they're going to have special hours that are more. A burger costs more than another time.
Well, that's
Right,
that's,
because there's fewer
that's-
drivers on the road.
That's not surge pricing. That's market demand currently pricing. In other words, there are times of the day when they're slow. They're not going to increase the price of their burgers because they're only selling 4. What they're going to do is keep all those normal. What they're going to do is that with that system that you're talking about, is they're going to offer, say, the McChicken this hour for the next hour or two will bang, because it'll be a $1.25. That'll be the specialty pricing that's going to happen during those slower times. At high demand, they may offer things at a lower discount that drop a demand on a product that taxes them. Like if they're totally getting wrecked on a quarter pounder grill, they may offer something they may throw something out right now where it comes out of a fryer that pulls a little. But when times are peak, they're not going to start, because demand is higher. They're not charging you a $7 Big Mac now instead of a $6. It's more offering during trying to throw out bargains when business isn't as heavy to drive business, rather than creating a higher end, more expensive product and sell 3 for the same amount you would sell 10. That's all. But surge pricing is completely different. When the demand goes up, your price goes up.
Yeah, so your normal $25 ride from one casino to the next, or one casino back to your hotel, it's $100. You do enough of those within a couple hours, you're doing good. And then I had people that would tip me in cash off the app. So I got a lot of that was cash in my hand. Thanks a lot for getting me here safe. And you're a good guy to talk to. Blah blah blah. You know, I'm sociable with them. Hey, you live around here, first time here. What do you think? Blah blah blah.
Oh, okay.
What brings you to Connecticut?
I'd heard stories that some people weren't allowed to talk to the people in the car, and I guess that just depends on the ride.
That is if you're doing a rehab ride.
Oh, what?
And those that you avoid. All right. So rehabs, like drug and alcohol rehabs,
Yeah.
use Uber to pick up and drop off their clients.
Basically as a outpatient ferry service.
No shit.
Right.
So,
So
there's no
when I got
talking
picked,
of any kind by driver or person. It's a very specific ride you choose to.
Now, do you get paid more because that can be more dangerous or no?
But the problem being,
insurance money.
problem being, is that they may be leaving the nut house in Pond House or whatever, but going to the fucking border of New York,
Right, like
and that doesn't always show up in the trip.
No, it doesn't until it doesn't. It just tells you that there's a fee, and when you'd show up, and you'd show up, and you'd be like, and now it's like you're going to White Plains, New York, and that's where you're going to White Plains, like that. This is how this is going to work. It's a $300 ride to go there and back, and it pays for itself almost indubitably. But yeah, you now know you've got 4 hours and you're driving to White Plains with this guy in the car in silence because you're not supposed to speak.
I'd be perfect for that.
No, see, so when I got picked up to go to my rehab in New
Yeah,
Haven,
it's fine for you. They don't know how to shut the fuck up.
yeah, when they picked me up, it was an Uber. It was an Uber. It was a nice big Cadillac SUV, and I started talking to the guy. He's like, I'm not supposed to talk to you, but you know what? It's my last night doing this for this place, so we're going to have a conversation. He's a very nice guy. He was listening to this religious black preacher on YouTube.
I knew this was coming. Okay. Yeah.
And he was saying some very nice things, and it's a guy I had heard of before who I would listen to here and there. And he started telling me his story, his redemption story, how he came from a really, really shitty place and worked hard to make himself right. And but it was a 45-minute ride. So at the end of the 45 minutes, I said, "Hey, can I tip you cash?" He's like, "You're not supposed to." Just like I'm not supposed to talk to you, but he gave me his cell number.
But I can't.
And after I got out of rehab,
send that Venmo.
I texted him, and he said, "Who's this?" I said, "Remember the old fart you drove to rehab from Oakdale to New Haven?" He goes, "Oh yeah, my last ride. What's your Zelle ID?" I tipped him $100.
Nice.
So is that when you found Jesus or no?
No, I've never found Jesus.
He ain't never.
I'm
found
not religious.
Jesus. He just found sobriety.
I'm not really. I'm not really.
I know some people find it in these situations. I didn't know.
Oh God, no. No. The whole friend of Bill thing with find your higher power. It could be anything. It could be God. It could be a hobby. It could be education. A golf ball. Yeah, it could be anything. That's your higher power. And my higher power is family and friends. Because if I don't have either of those, I'm a pretty miserable guy. So I do what I do for myself to keep myself alive for these people. Because that was one of the things. My perspective on my worth was in the shit when I was in rehab. It still is sometimes. I get in moods, but
I mean, when your wife's
which is actually I hate it when she's not here. I hate it when she's not here.
That.
I joke about it that it's nice. I joke about it that ha funny.
Yeah, I don't really ever
bachelor for the week.
You get kind of morose right before she's getting ready to go out of town. It's like you kind of crash.
Yeah, I don't like it, and she's the only thing I got. You know what I mean? I don't have kids.
I got you.
I have nieces and nephews, but they're all 17 and don't want anything to do with adults right now.
Yeah.
They're not 12 when it was fun. Hey, you want to go to the movies?
I hear you, dude.
What movie? What movie? You pick. Just to spend time with.
They don't become fun again until they're like 25.
Yeah, and then you're too old to really. I don't want to be around adults.
No, but then they can tolerate them at least.
Right, but yeah. Let's come. It'll be 3 years on Super Bowl Sunday.
No shit.
Yep.
So you went to rehab on the Super Bowl?
No, but February 9th at 6:45 was my trip to sobriety.
No kidding.
The game sucked so
Yep.
much he had to go. It was terrible.
Fuck this.
Goddamn
Nobody watched it in
Chiefs.
rehab.
Oh, nice.
So you went like willingly. You didn't get like thrown into a van in the middle of the night and driven to
No.
like a special school
No.
in Nevada or
No.
some shit.
That's the
No, I
memory they
wasn't
have
hostage.
implanted in him that he wasn't a hostage. Megan had the guys with white coats come in, they blackjacked him, and the next thing you know, he woke up in this really nice place with padded walls.
Where's my shillelagh?
Where are my shoes? They stopped him at the
Ugh.
border and they cut off his beard and they took his shoes. It was terrible.
That's when I first started growing the beard.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah.
I came back all Grizzly Adams and shit.
Now, if you could just trim that sumbitch down to respectable levels.
Oh, I
you'd be
know.
fine.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to try to get to the place down in Groton on Saturday.
There's a
Where,
wait. You don't have. Oh,
The
you're gonna
place
have
next to
somebody.
Old Benny's.
Oh, Wayne's,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Oh, Wayne's is
Yeah,
there
he
anymore.
died.
Did he
It's
really?
not Wayne's anymore. It's the Cave.
He died. Yeah, that is like a nephew of Wayne.
And they're
Okay.
ridiculously priced, but you know, everybody's got to do it their own way.
There's a girl there I really like that she's good with the beard.
Nice.
And there's the white dude in the corner with the tattoos. He's really good.
I haven't been.
He's
there,
really
but
good.
It was still
um,
Wayne's the last time I was there.
The girl with the beard
Yeah,
is
it's been
good
a
because
while.
she had practice on herself.
That's right.
No, she's good with a beard.
I know she
Trimming.
practiced on
She doesn't
herself.
Fuck it up.
Kind of like
She
being
doesn't have a
good.
beard.
Never mind. Talk to Marsh.
Being
off
good at
air.
jerking off.
Yeah,
The best.
practice.
Every time I masturbate,
Practice.
I think about you.
When I think about you, I
You
touch
fucks.
myself.
Yeah.
Look, I'm just glad you finally got one right.
Oh,
It's I'm at a commission all day now because of the cell phone ban at work. So freaking where I used to be able to freaking back and forth with you guys, now it's like at the end of the day I'm like, okay, what the fuck did I miss? So I'm scrolling through 8 hours worth of freaking messages.
Glad
so
you
that
caught up.
actually happened. I read about that on the forum.
Oh, let me say it was actually supposed to happen. We're having a lot of problems with it because a lot of the freaking some of my coworkers, of which you're familiar with, freaking are just a
Mhm.
major fucking problem, and it's tied to an
No.
umbilical cord. Oh yeah,
Not
Yeah.
not believable.
I know, it's shocking.
Unbelievable.
I personally am shocked.
I know.
I just saw the look of shock.
It's shocking, and let me
Look
tell you,
deep into my eye.
the sense of entitlement and persecution that comes out of the mouth it's just depressing.
How is my
That's
wife
par for the
supposed to
course,
browbeat me all day
I
long
know.
if I don't have my fucking phone?
The victim mentality is alive and well.
Oh, and I wish it
Yeah,
would die.
with 6,000 kids and 20 dogs.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well,
I
at
don't
least
care.
at least I'm not paying for it with my tax dollars anymore.
There
I
you go.
I don't understand.
Oh.
It's always something in someone, and it just seems like the more entitled people ruin it for everybody.
Yeah, for the most part.
Well, they're entitled to
Kind
it.
of sucks. Cause look, I'm at work. When these guys are doing their thing, you've seen it in the chat. I'll pop in when I have a break in the action. Herm will pop in when he has a break in the action. Same with Lynch. We are not tied, neither are you, tied to that thing 24/7. But when we are all free, the floodgates are wide open.
Oh yeah, and it's almost like you got to make up for lost time, when the floodgates open. But
Right. That's why, and these guys
Well,
pick on me for it. When I get out of work, I get home about 9:30, 10 o'clock. I have myself something to eat, grab a beer, and I'll send reels like nobody's business. And that's why I'm like,
Oh my
how many
god!
are you gonna? Go ahead.
Last night was fucking ridiculous, bro.
well, that's the thing. It's like
When
I
you
wake
said-
up to take the dog out at 3, 4 in the morning, and Burns is on. I'm like, what the fuck?
Insomnia is a bitch.
Yeah, I don't do insomnia. I just wow.
What were you saying,
When you
Lynch?
said,
about-
"Are you in bed?" When you asked me if I was in bed, I was like, "Yep."
Well, you had the green light, and then you
Where
said,
you
"I'm
in
dome.
bed?
I'm dome. What is dome scrolling? But doom scrolling."
Are you
When you
in
just
bed?
scroll
What
through
are you wearing?
like
Oh, good.
No, there was none of that.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
But whatever makes you squeeze the cheese later. Yes, we were asking each other what we were. It's come down
doom
to this.
scrolling is just kind of like going through and finding something interesting. I'm like, oh, that looks cute. Let's watch that.
Oh, I did the same thing.
Scroll.
Two nights ago, I watched this.
like in bed.
Yeah, why
Like
not?
in bed. Like doom
He was
scrolling
home alone.
No. Oh, yeah. I still don't do it.
Oh well.
No.
No. When I go to the bedroom, the phone goes on the fucking charging fucking thing, and it go, yeah. I literally like don't.
Oh, you've got like a routine. That's cool.
I try to.
Good for you.
The phone kind of goes into semi-private quiet mode, and then not till 5 a.m. But yeah, like there's certain people like this thread goes off at 2 a.m.
Yeah, what the fuck was that? I had a phone call the other night from one of you knuckleheads that.
Yeah.
That was
somebody,
me. By
yeah,
accident.
somebody fat thumbed it.
That was pleasant at 1:30 in the morning.
I was
fucking thrilled.
I looked down and I'm like, do I pick this up?
My phone's usually blocked out at those times. I don't know, but it went off.
The last time, there was a time where I could set my watch by it. I'd get a 1:30 in the morning phone call from Lynch. Alcohol was involved. Leave him alone. And I would listen to him for an hour and a half. And he's like, so what do you think? Man, you're right. And that would be it. I wouldn't say much more. I'd listen and I would just let him go. And at the end of it, it's like, so what do you think? Man, you're right.
Well, because did you absorb anything he's saying at that hour?
Some of it. You ever talk to, and I'm not picking on Lynch. I understand what he went through. But when he was drunk, he would talk like an Alzheimer's patient. He would tell you the same story 6 times in an hour. And would just go like this. And you're listening to brain cells screaming at you, hey, we want to sleep. What the fuck are you doing? And I'm like, 10 more minutes, guys. Just 10 more minutes. It's Lynch. It's Lynch. It's our friend. Just shut up for 10 minutes, please. So, Burns, what do you think? Oh, man, you're right. Okay, cool. Thanks for listening. I'll call you tomorrow. I'd prefer you didn't.
What's my fucking phone number?
Just text me. I'll let you know if I'm awake.
I've been calling him for hours. It says that the phone's disconnected.
Right. This message is from AT&T. The subscriber you're trying to reach does not want to hear your fucking stories tonight. The cellular customer from this provider doesn't give a fuck about you right now. Right. He heard that story last night.
You don't want to hear it again.
Press 1 for bullshit. Press 2 for drama.
But see, that was the thing with Lynch, and I still would like to do an entire rehab episode with you and where you've come. It's been 3 years now, and I ask every 6 months, but when you're ready, that's what I'm going to say. But I always could tell by the time of day what Lynch I was getting. He would call it like 3 p.m. I always took a late lunch.
I'm familiar with that.
So he knew right around 2:30, 3 o'clock, Burns takes a lunch. So if my phone rang, I'm getting wise, thoughtful, brilliant Lynch. If that phone rang after 11 p.m., I was getting my grandfather with better hair.
Yeah.
And the same fucking 6 stories over and over and over again. I will give him credit. He didn't bitch about his wife, though.
Some of them were good stories.
I know.
Some.
Most
not.
Like, I'm the same way-ish. Like, if I've had too much to drink, I get like a name or a person in mind, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm letting all my anger out, or I'll write. Now, I've been the last couple of years just writing. This is the 85 things I hate about. Fill in the name here. Yeah. I let it go. But man, I used to do that. I would just hate text, and that's not healthy at all.
Yeah. No, I can understand that.
You do tend to get like angry when you're really drunk.
When I've passed the limit, and I know what my limit is, and I don't say that to be a prick. I say that because when I start to hear myself speaking in cursive, I stop. when I'm speaking full Ozzy Osbourne, get out of the way. I will start hate texting.
Yeah, you do, because you get to that point where it's just like, oh, I know which
and I'm
version
like-
of Chris I'm getting right now.
And it's fuck you and fuck you and fuck you and fuck you, and nobody does
You're
anything
cool,
right.
and fuck you.
Right, Marsh is the cool one.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't been out of my head in 20 years, so it's like, but I remember.
It's crazy, man. But all right, so somehow we went from Lyft, and it was a natural progression. It wasn't like we went too far off the beaten path. Uber and Lyft led to, drunk people getting in your vehicle
And to Lynch.
Yeah. I mean,
All roads end with Lynch.
I was going to say, all logical roads lead to Lynch, and everything is Burns' fault.
Pretty much.
And that's a Lynch quote. Everything's Burns' fault, no matter what. It was like, how did this become your fault? Oh, wait, everything's Burns' fault.
It just is.
Yeah.
It just is.
How did that guy getting in that accident and taking that guy's leg, and he had to have it amputated, how does that come back? Oh, wait, everything's Burns' fault.
Don't you know?
No, I do now. All right. So, if we could go around the room real quick, put a thumbs up, yes, thumbs down, no. Do you think she wins this lawsuit against the Lyft driver?
I think she might.
I think she's got a solid case based on some of the stuff I've read.
Is she suing him specifically or Lyft?
It started with Lyft until Lyft, like Lynch described, he's a subcontractor. He's affiliated with us. We don't agree with him. So her lawyer said, okay, we can't sue Lyft. We'll go after him. Now, I don't think this is going to be a big groundbreaking victory, but it's going to be. It's going to be peace of mind.
I don't think this is about. I don't think it's.
I think it's about sending a message.
No, that's not. Yeah, that's I think what they're going for because nowhere.
You don't sue poor people.
No, and nowhere in the article did it say they were looking for compensation. They're looking for a summary judgment to kind of put people like that on the spot and say, okay, you pulled up, you agreed to this ride. She wasn't posing a threat. She could have fit in the car. Just don't do this. It's forced Lyft to now rethink their rules, and that was something that Lyft put out in a statement 2 days ago. It says, we can refuse if you're getting into my car shit raving drunk and you're covered in vomit and vodka. But this girl was stone cold sober, just walking down the driveway, going to get into a car. She didn't pose a threat. Was she big? Yes. She had two butts, one in the front, one in the back. Have you seen her picture? I'm not fat shaming. I'm telling it like it is.
Pictures.
But
yeah.
Hearing her voice in that recording, I would venture to say, sweet woman till you piss her off. I
agree.
And in the stuff that I've heard, and in the stuff that I've heard since then, she's not snapping her fingers and doing all the, I'm a rap star, Princess Gimmick Jones. She's stating her case, and she's doing it in a way that she comes off as sympathetic.
She does. Okay, I haven't followed this to that level.
Oh yeah.
No,
if she wins, this is going to be a moral victory, and I think that's what she's looking for.
Okay. Because I haven't heard any audio or what she sounds like or anything. All I've seen is articles, headlines, and screenshots.
If I can find the article from the Detroit Free Press where they interviewed her, and then I think TV4 out of Detroit had a good 10-minute sit down with her on a weekend magazine show. She's not a stupid person. She's not an angry person. She's not anything other than someone who got wrongfully discriminated against. Based on her weight.
Despite the fact that she's, I'm assuming, she's a black rapper who's looking to, make music, be famous, whatever. Do you think this is a grab at some kind of notoriety, or is she really just unhappy with the message that was sent?
I think it's a little bit of both.
It could be, but I'm leaning more toward I got discriminated against.
I think she's going to get some collateral notoriety due to it. I don't think.
But that wasn't her primary focus.
I don't think it's I don't think it's a likes views grab.
Okay. It's an honest question because
it's more of a It's more of a like, what the fuck? Grab.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
and
I can agree with that.
especially a musician, and I will call rappers musicians. I prefer to think that the guy spinning and dropping beats and
Yeah,
creating
artist.
the thing. Yeah,
Artist.
artist. Thank you. As an artist, the cream rises to the top. I've listened to some of her stuff that was used in the Detroit 4 Weekend Magazine TV interview thing. I don't see her battling for a Grammy anytime soon, nor do I
Okay.
think she's going to sell 1 million copies. But
All right. That's
art
acceptable.
is not about success. Art is about art, and if she loves it and she wants to do it, God bless her.
Okay.
Run, kid, run.
But I mean, you understand in this day and age why I have to ask the question.
Yes, yes.
Well, which you understand now is why that my mind immediately would go to that.
And that's where mine goes too, which is why I try to get more facts
Right.
than just go off,
Right,
half-cocked.
And I'm giving her a lot of benefit of the doubt. After watching interviews with her, because in my mind at first I'm like, nope, she's just looking for a cash grab. But having
Right.
seen the interviews with her, she is a very articulate girl.
She's articulate.
She
She's
seems
not
she
ranting.
was very, very sweet. She was very, very sweet at the beginning of the interaction, and she just rose her tone to the level to match the level of his. It wasn't a shouting match.
Okay.
It got a little loud, but it
So
wasn't
he got
like,
a little heated then.
He
well
got
because
pushed with
when
Bob
she
that
asked
he
him,
took himself out of because he couldn't explain him fucking self, and then because of that he started getting shitty and nasty because he couldn't come out. He didn't have the balls to say it straight up, and there's no other way he could come up with anything to make it sound possibly convincing or believable. He was backed into a fucking corner and got nasty.
Okay.
I mean,
So she
he told her, "I don't know if
masturbated,
my tires can handle this."
and she was like, "What the fuck?"
Come on, come on.
And
Come
that
on,
was
why
it.
would you say to say to a very large person that you don't know if your fucking tires can handle your weight? If they
Yeah,
can't, you
that's-
shouldn't be out on the road.
I mean, it's funny if we were talking amongst ourselves, but it's definitely not.
Well, that's what I was
appropriate.
just gonna say. Like, Herm, am I?
I was tearing that
My
shit up
fat
that night.
burns.
I was laughing.
I know four fat. I know like 5 fat people, and you're 4 of them. That's the joke that we use in a group. That's not,
Yeah.
That's not the excuse you
Yeah.
give to a client. That's
No,
not.
absolutely not.
I would-
because you can't come up with anything.
Right.
think
I
that-
would say to Herm privately or in a group of friends where you know you're going to get maximum laugh. You know, Herm's so big his shadow weighs $1.45. And people laugh because we know we're ribbing on the square. This guy didn't do that.
No, he went for
He
the
just
cheap.
can't.
No, he doesn't know her at all.
No, there's no.
Yeah, there's no personal involvement.
joke. This was just personal.
Mean.
Bias.
Yeah, bias. To put it in a nice,
It's
simple
personal
form.
bias.
An extreme form of extreme bias. There it is.
All right. So since we're talking about musicians, I don't listen to a lot of country. I would love to talk to a few people and maybe bring somebody on later, a couple weeks from now, who listens to country. I understand that Beyonce did this country album and it won album of
Yeah.
the year. I've heard the song. I heard the one song that was released, mainstream, and it was catchy.
Okay.
But I look at if that's the record of the year, great. But country album of the year when you're up against, and this is one guy I do
That's-
listen to, Chris fucking Stapleton, who right
Yeah.
now is the hottest thing in country right now. Post Malone made this list, but Post Malone is
I'll
kind
tell
of
you
making
also
that
he's not a
transition over.
country artist. Just
He's
throw
not.
that
He's
out
not.
there.
He's
just
not.
throw
But
that
he's
out there.
he's kind of transitioned himself into more of going away from this is my one genre,
Well,
and
country's the
he's
only
appeared
genre
on.
where a 45-year-old man is accepted as a rookie, and that's
That's
not
true.
a lie, that's the truth. It's
No,
the
that's
only
true.
genre of music other than jazz, or
Yes.
or that you can that a 42-year-old man could come in as a newcomer and legitimately make a fucking wild career at 40.
Exactly. I mean, I don't know, other than Post Malone and Chris Stapleton, I don't know what a Casey Musgraves is, and I don't know who Lainey Wilson is,
I like
but I know
Jelly
everybody.
Roll.
They're both pretty good.
Okay. Look, I've listened to some of
Me
Post
too.
Malone's
Those ones
country
from Little
stuff.
Debbie, they're delicious.
Oh, where you unfold them and you eat it like it's a flatbread. Oh,
You ain't gonna unfold this jelly roll.
Like the jelly roll.
no.
That nigga lost a bunch of weight.
Yeah, he
he's
did.
now
He looks
Like
good.
me now.
now
I
he's
gotta
just like
say,
jelly.
his story's kind of positive, inspirational so far. So
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Bro.
So I don't know about this. I don't know enough about it. I didn't know if you guys knew. I don't know if anybody watches the Grammys. I have like 2 friends that watch the
I don't
Grammys.
watch the Grammys.
And
My
the-
wife does.
I would love to hear what she had to say. But look, you want to give Beyonce Album of the Year for going outside the box? That's great.
Well,
Chris Stapleton's album was one of the best country albums I've heard since the late 90s when I was big into the whole country gimmick. I was still rock and roll, but I was at, Travis Tritt concerts. I was at, Garth Brooks, and I loved Martina McBride. I never once liked Shania Twain, and people who like Shania Twain eat pizza backwards.
you were in it like right before the launch of like pop country, basically.
Yes, very much so.
Well, let's back that up. Calm the fuck down. Okay, you don't
Who?
stop. I'm talking to Mr. Marsh. First
About
of all,
what?
that wasn't pop country. Okay.
I said before the launch of pop country.
All right, but that wasn't the launch of pop country. Anything prior to that, because let's remember, let's go all the way back to the way fucking 70s, all the way back there. Country music riddled the fucking pop charts.
Eddie Rabbit was
everywhere.
the biggest thing for like 4
Everybody
years.
loved the fucking Rainy Night.
Or Driving
think-
My Life Away.
I think it's
That-
because
but-
a lot of the
but-
country, you've got your classic country, like, your Conway Twitty and your Waylon Jennings and, stuff like that. And then you got Florida Georgia
Outlaw
Line.
country.
That's outlaw country. And
Right, but then you got Florida
Western.
Georgia Line and
But Florida
know.
Georgia Line, that's all the same genre that Garth Brooks was. It's stadium country. All right,
Like
We
stadium,
started
like
like Def Leppard,
stadiums, okay.
AC/DC.
They were big, like it's stadium country music. That's where that was. They went from pop music and they kind of brought all these new guys in the early 90s, and it was all new and became stadium. They started filling stadiums with these artists.
Yep, and the
Now
beauty
they're
of it
filling-
was
okay, and now they're stadium artists. And now because they're drawing such crowds, they just flow in and out of pop
And I can-
charts.
and we can, like you
chart,
pinpointed,
that chart. Taylor Swift, a poster fucking child.
she was the beneficiary of what you're talking about because Garth Brooks, I'm with you, really broke it open for
He
country to
wasn't
be.
that good. It's just that they
In the
had-
beginning, no. As he progressed, oh my God, the albums got better and better and better, and
But it was
he
the
hasn't.
role and the ability to fill a fucking 50,000 person stadium that
And
country
he-
music had never done before.
You always had back in the day, to both your points, you had your American Top 40. I'm Casey Kasem, and here's
Ronnie
American
Millsap.
Top 40. Ronnie Millsap, Dolly Parton, and Kenny Rogers.
Kenny
Fuck
Rogers,
yeah.
Dolly Parton were
Yeah.
always in the pop charts.
But they were the
always on the
outliers.
top 40.
Yeah, they were the outliers until Garth Brooks came along, and he brought a lot of those guys up,
yeah,
not because of
went
him, but they were
mainstream.
struggling, and they took that formula, make a song that everybody can like. There was a difference, and it was easily said back in the 90s, this ain't your daddy's country. Because think about daddy's country. Willie Nelson, Waylon Jennings, Outlaw Country, George
Merle
Jones,
Christopherson,
Merle Haggard, David Allen Coe.
Gary
The list
Reed.
goes on and on.
Gary
You saw
Reed.
these, yeah.
Yeah,
But what
Chet
did they all have in
Atkins,
common?
kids.
They all looked
I like
like they were
Jerry Reed.
75 fucking years old.
Oh, they
and
were
here's this
craggy
young-
looking. I mean, they weren't
Right.
pretty.
So you
I
had
still
these
got-
young
I still got
guys.
the Sons of the Pioneers album in this motherfucking room.
I
somewhere.
wouldn't. I would love to hear that one
That-
more
I'm
time.
pretty sure his Julio Iglesias album is here.
If you got Boxcar Willie, I'm all in.
I'm sure. it's
But
in.
So,
you saw guys that were closer to your age on the stage singing dad's music.
Boxcar
Or-
Willie,
or-
wasn't that the first Disney movie?
No, that was
That's
Steamboat Willie.
Oh yeah, okay.
He didn't make it. He didn't make an album. But you saw guys that were closer to your age out there singing country music, and it was palatable, and the subject matter The subject matter changed. No longer were we singing about our truck and a bar fight and this and that.
The
They're
divorce,
singing
the
about
lost dog.
right. You know,
No, it was. Come on, man. It was all. It's all the same. It's the same red dirt road. It's all the same shit. It's pickup trucks. It's all the same shit. It's never changed.
modernized
Always
though.
been-
Come on.
dude. Come on, man. Google the phrase "red dirt road" as a lyric, and then watch the fucking song populate.
I'm doing that now. But I'll finish my point. When you see people like, I was, when Garth Brooks first hit, I was maybe 22, 23. And Garth Brooks was around 26, 27. You weren't watching Willie Nelson, gray hair, gray beard, the braid. You weren't watching Waylon Jennings looking like he's been, smoking Marlboro Reds 7 packs a
Waylon
day and
Jennings,
coming at
shit.
you. Nobody's saying against that.
God bless Waylon Jennings.
I'm just
Waylon
saying.
Jennings, freaking
The youth,
man,
much like
the Balladeer
everything
from
else,
Dukes of Hazzard.
absolutely, much like everything else, the youth movement came in.
Williams.
What did you
Hank
say?
Williams.
Red Dirt Road?
Yeah.
Red Dirt Road. Just like how many songs use the phrase "Red Dirt Road"?
Red Dirt Road as a lyric. There's a song by Brooks and Dunn. Well, obviously Brooks and Dunn. They were the middle of the road. They looked like old school, but they were our age when they hit.
Right.
Kix Brooks looked 50 before he was 50, and I'm talking about when he was 25.
Yeah, he was middle aged at 20.
Red Dirt Road. No, Brooks and Dunn. It just comes up with Brooks and Dunn.
Yeah, if I put it.
So
through
anyway.
time, it's
You go
not-
ahead. I want you to look this up.
Yeah.
If you can find something I don't, that'd be great. But I don't see how you want to give her album of the year. That's great. Was it the country album of the year? It didn't piss a lot of people off. The ones that it did were, of course, the people that wore the big ass Richard Petty cowboy hats with the feather plume in the front
Oh, yeah, I
and the
remember
thing
that
in the
shit.
middle.
Yeah,
See?
yeah. That
So
was
if you're wearing one of those hats, you're angry as hell. If you're modern day country who has lived
Yeah.
through the Garth Brooks and the Morgan Wallen, my daughter was taken to see Morgan Wallen by my sister-in-law at Raymond James Stadium where the Buccaneers play, and Emma was like, I've never been around this many people in my life, and it was a good show. But like Kerm said, that's stadium country. It's palatable for everybody. I could go to that show knowing exactly 3 Morgan Wallen songs and have a blast.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I've gone to country music festivals, freaking 3-day long, Woodstock looking things out in Ohio, and
Heard
seen
the
people
same
I'd never
5
heard of.
chords for 48 hours.
And they
Yeah,
all
I
in
mean,
the same.
Toby Keith
They all in the
and
same.
Brad
Ba-bow,
Whitford and all kinds
bow.
of fucking
Everything
people.
in the key of C. Next.
Yep.
Jamboree in the hills.
I don't
It-
think that she deserved either award, to be completely honest with you.
Are
Beyonce
you
was done
wearing a
10 years ago.
conquistador helmet?
No, it's a Grinch hat.
Sure, let's go with that. Fuck it,
Yeah.
let's go with that.
It's a Grinch hat.
Oh, okay. I see it now.
I don't know. I don't have enough of a reference to what her album sounds like. I know what Stapleton's album sounds like. I love that record. Higher is a great record.
Having the unfortunate privilege of listening to the entire Beyonce country album, outside of that one song that you heard on the radio a lot, the rest was not good. Not good at all.
Well,
She does not have a country voice. The songs were not good. You put that album. You're telling me that you put that up against the 2 chicks and Chris Stapleton that were nominated beside her. That was a better album. You're smoking some good fucking crack, because Chris
I mean-
Stapleton is one of the best country western singers and performers out there right now. I love him, and I don't like country music, but I like certain country artists. Like I love Keith Urban, Brad
Yeah.
Paisley, the really good guitar players.
You're
Those guys
leaving
can
out
shred
one
on
of the
the
better
fucking
guitar players in Kenny Chesney.
Chesney, he's another one I learned to love because of their guitar playing.
If you ever go see Kenny Chesney and he plays Foxborough once a year, if he comes out near you, Herm, drop the $75. It's like the worst seat in the house is like $25. He does well to keep the prices low all the way to the front, and his guitar player in the middle of the show during one of his songs, and I can't remember the name of the fucking song now, will break into the whole band, but it starts with a guitar player, will break out into Enter Sandman, and Chesney will sing along and have a good time with it. This isn't your daddy's country anymore. It's not, you know, I hate to keep pointing back, but George Jones, drunk as he is, riding a lawnmower down the street, that era is long gone. This isn't, I know Marsh is going to want to punch me in the face, this isn't Larry Gatlin and the Gatlin brothers anymore.
The Gatlin brothers? Shit, I haven't heard that name in years.
Except the last time we talked about music where you and I kind of went a cappella on All the Gold in
Gatlin
California.
brothers?
Did you sing All the Gold in California? Was that Lynch?
I don't even know the song All the Gold in California.
Might have been Lynch.
It's probably me.
Yeah.
Who was the guy who...
My biggest positive of the Grammys so far is looking around, the fact that the Arkansas tuxedo is coming back into fashion as it is. Quite happy about that.
The Arkansas tuxedo.
Yes, that would be the denim jacket, also known as the Canadian tuxedo. Where you have the denim jacket with the matching denim freaking jeans.
That makes sense now. That makes sense now that the mullet's coming back.
Yeah, it does. Well, it's all coming back.
Denim jackets have been making a very slow comeback.
You know who pulled that look off really well? Don Johnson at Harley Davidson and Marlboro, man.
Oh, we're gonna go back to B movies now. Jesus Christ! Run, Herm, run!
Who's the country guy that wrote "Get in the Truck"?
Get in the truck.
Hey, my phone. Have you heard that song?
Can't say.
Get in the truck. Is that the same song guy saying "Homo Truck Driving Man"?
Hardy.
No. Hardy.
Yeah, he's pretty good. He's pretty good.
Have you heard that song?
I have not. I heard. I can't remember the name of the goddamn song.
Watch the video.
All right, he performed at one of the opening day football games. He was good. I'll give him credit.
Yeah,
but
I like him.
Yeah, I like all kinds of country. I'm gonna listen to the whole Beyonce album. I want to be a little bit better informed. I was asking you guys more than anybody else, but man, I've listened to that Stapleton album, and it's a banger. It really is. He's got that throaty, old school, we're gonna bring his name back up again, Waylon Jennings type vibe.
Waylon Jennings, yes sir.
But he's modern, which is cool. You don't feel you're not playing it low with the windows rolled up. You can have that shit with the windows rolled down, going down the street and having a good time.
I gotta go listen
to some Jerry Reed after this. As far as it goes for album of the year, you're up against Beyonce against Andre 3000, Sabrina Carpenter, who's really good. She's a very good singer.
Ooh,
Taylor Swift.
I like her stuff.
Andre 3000 to a country.
Yeah.
No. Album of the year. This is the big award at the end of the show. Album.
Is the Grammys a country music awards thing?
No. Stop.
No, that's the mainstream music awards.
Then
you have it's like the Oscars of music, basically.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
I thought we were talking about a country music awards thing. Okay.
No. So you had Sabrina Carpenter, who I really like. Taylor Swift is tolerable. Chappelle Roan is really good.
Who?
Chappelle Roan. Or Chapel.
Gotcha.
Chapel.
Heard.
What's
Chapel
her name?
Roan.
Oh,
Chapel
I read
Roan.
an article about her the other day.
Its name is Chapel Roan.
Its name,
yeah.
Oh, it's a
well, no, it's a girl. It's a girl, and she's a lesbian. That's all she is. She says she's a lesbian, and I'm okay with it.
Oh, fuck. I was today. Go ahead with Billie Eilish, please.
Billie Eilish her album was okay. I don't like when she does that whisper kind of raspy singing.
I don't like anything about her.
Voice, when she actually puts her effort into it, she's a good singer. Most of her stuff is okay.
I was today years old when I found out that Sabrina Carpenter. Her music is pretty fun. I enjoy it. Was the best friend on the Boy Meets World revamp.
Yeah. Yep.
Holy shit.
She's a Disney kid.
Yep.
Holy
She's
shit.
She's a Disney kid.
Yep.
She was my favorite character because she was like
Riley. She played Riley.
Maya, according to this.
Maya. Riley was the daughter, right? Okay, I got it.
Yes. She was the snotty bitch. I always loved the snotty bitch in any show. Emma used to love iCarly, and I liked Jeanette McCurdy's character. It's have kids. It's fun. You got to watch that stupid shit every now and again. I'd rather watch iCarly and Girl Meets World than watch a minute of fucking SpongeBob SquarePants.
Yeah, but
Max and Ruby can go fuck off.
I don't.
And Peppa Pig can eat shit
at all.
Why?
Because you constantly posting Beavis and Butthead freaking things on.
They're the best. Shut up. They're the best. You are fired.
But you hate SpongeBob. I don't get that.
Because SpongeBob is the devil.
I like his house, man. He's got a cool house.
You're the goddamn devil.
That is the scourge of society, and I will say it just like this.
I just Beavis and Butthead. I just God.
Beavis and Butthead are awesome. You don't have to like it; you just have to accept it.
So I did.
They're not SpongeBob.
I accept it's your reality.
They're better than SpongeBob.
But I never cared for I didn't like the Simpsons or Ren and Stimpy either. So
I wasn't a huge Simpsons guy.
What's the one with the
fucking gold?
What's the one with the dude who sold the propane? That cartoon,
King of the Hill.
King of the Hill.
I didn't dig that either.
Yeah, that's an acquired. That's an acquired taste.
Cartoons really weren't my thing.
Beavis and Butthead were the gold standard. Why did that's part of the allure is like, why did everybody look like a normal human being except Beavis and Butthead?
Yeah, I just wasn't my thing.
And the newer ones where they show them as older people, fucking hilarious.
So I can tell you with pretty good certainty the last time I watched a brand new Simpsons episode, we still had a TiVo, and we had just moved to Plainfield. About 20 years ago.
The last live Simpsons episode I watched was
I didn't like it when it was new.
Before the Super Bowl in 1999. It was the Herman Burns Bowl, and they're at the bar, and they tried to make it look. It's animated. You could have put anything in there. It's like, Homer, what do you think about the Super Bowl? I really like the Denver Broncos, and he covers his mouth. And it's like, but you can't count out the Atlanta Falcons. Reason being for that is nobody knew who was going to be in the Super Bowl when they drew this up. So when they voice it, they have to get around it somehow. That was the last, and I didn't know they were doing that bit during the show. It was funny as hell.
Yeah, we all got our stuff. I mean, I love South Park, but
I'll watch South Park. I'll watch Family Guy here and there. I liked the Cleveland show when it was.
Family Guy was okay. I liked Family Guy because it had a lot of references to old shit that I liked.
Pop culture.
Yeah.
Yeah, old pop culture. And I like kind of in The Simpsons. It still has its place, but I think it's
didn't fucking like them.
It's been 30 years, man. It's been a long time, and it's one of the longest running television shows in history.
It is.
I think Bonanza still has it by a couple of years or something.
I don't know.
Maybe.
But
I'd have to look.
No, Bonanza was like 37 years.
Really?
It was a long fucking time. I think so. I could be on drugs, which I am, but
Little Joe wasn't so little when that show ended.
Oh, and Hoss died, and it all changed.
Yeah. You can't have a show without Hoss.
No, that was proof.
That's kind of like if the Beverly Hillbillies went on and Granny died. Granny was the glue that held that show together.
Yeah.
Certainly wasn't fucking Jethro.
I love Jethro.
Well, of course, everybody loved Jethro, but you could do without him. Every show has that character they replace on the fly. Jethro could have been him.
That's true.
But you can't do it without Granny.
look
at
like when they replaced Vinnie Barbarino on Welcome Back, Kotter.
It went on for a few more years until you can't explain why these high school kids look like they're 30.
That's true.
And it was that Southern kid. Can't remember his name now. Fuck.
Beauregard.
There you go. Much like Cheers, the first two seasons with Nick Colasanto, and then he dies, and they replace him with Woody, and it goes on for 8 more seasons. Eddie LeBeck.
Eddie LeBeck.
The most Italian-looking Frenchman ever.
Yes.
Bonanza does not even make the list.
No, Bonanza, it went on for a long time in its day, but it
here's
didn't.
How this list goes. General Hospital,
I'm looking right now.
60
Yep.
seasons.
Yep. That's
60?
That's a soap
Yeah.
opera, though. Those went on for decades.
That
Doesn't matter,
still
long as
counts
running
as
TV
episodic
shows,
television.
Guiding Light.
Yes.
Guiding Light, 10 Days of Our Lives, As the World Turns, Sesame Street, Young and the Restless, 50
I think Mr.
seasons.
Rogers, too.
Saturday Night Live, 48 seasons. One Life
I
to
thought
Live,
Saturday Night Live was coming
35.
up on 50 this year.
It is, but when the article
Yeah.
was written, so it was done with 48. It was 2 years
Oh,
ago.
okay.
It doesn't
I
matter.
got you.
It still doesn't make the fucking list yet. Romper Room, 41 fucking seasons.
Wow.
All My Children,
it went on that long.
yes. The Bugs Bunny Show, 40 seasons.
Yeah, look what happened to that.
Bold and the Beautiful, 36. The Simpsons, 34 seasons. Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood did 31 seasons. Captain Kangaroo was 29.
How fucked is that, though? We were like, I was a sophomore in high school when The Simpsons came out.
Mm-hmm.
South Park, when this was done, was 26.
I was a
Yeah.
senior.
Arthur, the PBS cartoon, 25 fucking seasons.
Damn.
God.
Law and Order, when this was done, was 24.
Lynch, remember the chicks back then?
And Law and Order Special
Oh, yeah.
Victims Unit is the shortest show on the list at 24 seasons when it was.
Wow. Unbelievable.
Crazy, man.
Good shit endures, man. Or soap operas that little old biddies watch all their lives.
Yeah, we watch soap operas, all of us.
I can't. No, well, technically, yes, I
Bonanza
do.
only had 14 seasons from 59 to 73.
Nice. Technically, I watch a
She-
weekly soap opera every Monday night, but that's beside the point.
Yeah, you were in Days of Our Lives. I was in the General Hospital.
Oh, I haven't watched Days in forever. I did
Yeah, but
watch
you
their
did.
short. Yeah, I did for years.
So
I
did
did
I.
watch. 2 years ago they did a short 7-season like a spin-off, but it had all the characters in it on Peacock, and it was just like, wow.
General Hospital did that too.
A, I remember how good this show was, and B, damn, Hope looks old. Like Hope was the
Yeah.
shit back in the day,
Yeah,
and now
she
she looks
was.
like a skeleton with hair.
Well, Marlena was hot too.
Yeah, she was. John Black still looked like John Black, and now he's dead.
Yeah.
Poor bastard.
Forever, amen.
God bless John Black. And Stefano's dead too. So anybody who's watching Days of Our Lives currently, you missed all the good shit.
Stefano, but Anthony's still alive, isn't he?
Tony DiMera, yeah,
Yeah.
he was on that spin-off show,
Yeah, I bet he was.
and they even
He had a
they
good face
even
for
brought.
Sinister shit.
Oh yeah, I mean he's aged, but he doesn't. You could ostensibly put him next to Tony DiMera in 1998, and they
Oh
look.
yeah.
Talk about guys that aged well. Wow. And the cop, Abe Carver.
Oh, Abe. Shit.
Still look the same. He's got obviously dyeing his hair because he looked the same as he did then.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, listen to us. We
He's
sound
got
like
a
old
shoe
biddies.
polish in his head.
I
Fuck
remember
yeah.
when Bold and the Beautiful started. Fuck.
Court
When did
of
that-
Inner Black.
He's doing the black. But even the silly thing was, and Days of Our Lives never tended to lean away from the silly, was in this short spin-off 7-episode thing, Bo obviously died years ago in the show, but he's in heaven, and his guardian angel's there. It's like, we're going to send you back to go help Hope. I'm like, okay. This is beyond the pale even for me. I watch wrestling, for fuck's sake.
Dude.
And this is beyond the pale even for me. We're
Are
going to
you
send you
kidding
back.
me?
And you gotta go help Hope.
What was
And-
that?
I remember the story arc where freaking Satan possessed Marlena.
Twice.
That was some creepy shit. As a kid, I was
Twice?
like, what the fuck?
Oh, Herm and I were rooming at the time, and if you remember, that went on forever, and John basically cured it in 3 seconds.
We got bets if the baby fucking stops floating today.
It's
It's not time. It's not
not
time.
time.
It's not time.
And-
What was that soap opera that had the midget in it?
Oh, that was the kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, the midget.
Santa Barbara? Santa
Was it
Barbara had some crazy shit like
Passions?
vampires and all that.
Passions.
Passions, that's it.
Passions, right?
Because
I
I
saw a
remember those
commercial for that.
commercials.
Like,
Yeah, that kid was
briefly.
creepy as
I
hell.
saw a commercial for that on YouTube, and
He
I'm like,
died.
was that Passions? And I'm like, he died not too long after the show, right? He was.
Yeah, he died. He had
Also,
yeah.
obviously some weird congenital sort of shit.
You know, I'm
Syphilis.
Yeah.
right. I'm kind of upset that all the time Stefano cheated death on the show that he couldn't cheat death 10 years ago when he actually died.
Yeah, maybe he did.
That'd have been the greatest comeback ever. It's like, next week on Days of Our Lives, Joseph Mascolo makes his triumphant... Wait, what?
I think Stefano, hands down, was probably out of all the soap operas, was probably the most infamous, like, sinister person.
Either
I mean-
him or Victor the Mustache on whatever CBS show that was.
Oh, Victor Newman? That was a young
There you
Restless.
go.
But he
There
went
you
back
go.
and forth. He wasn't really sinister. Stefano was like fucking like Dr. Doom.
Oh, fuck yeah.
I mean,
Absolutely.
General Hospital, the Cassadine family didn't hold a candle to fucking Stefano Demera.
There's a top 5 list for you. Top 5 soap opera villains. Stefano, Victor Newman, Victor Kiriakis, strangely enough,
Oh,
but he kind of
Kiriakis, yeah.
he kind of tamed out toward the end.
Or James Stenbeck on fucking As the World Turns.
Never heard of it. But the guy, fuck it, I'm not doing this. Hey, bonus points if you can tell me who Victor Kiriakis' daughter was in real life.
Jennifer Aniston.
Correct, sir. Very good. You win the prize.
I think that was, what the fuck? Was that John Aniston?
Yeah, John Aniston played
John
the character
Aniston.
of Victor.
Yep.
Look at us
I
go.
got skills. I
Somewhere,
got skills, nothing
de-
useful, but I got skills.
somewhere deep in his heart, Lynch is looking at us going, you know how I know all 3 of you are gay?
Hey, I watch soap operas.
Okay,
Yeah,
you know how
shut
all
the
4
fuck up, Gandalf.
You know how all
My,
4 of us
grandma-
are gay?
Dude, he
My
does.
grandmother
Look at that
was
hair
a-
and that beard. He looks like Gandalf.
Oh, you can see now.
Oh, yeah. I finally
Okay,
got it
good.
sorted out. Only took me 20 fucking minutes.
All right.
Don't ask me how I did it. I don't know.
Girlfriends watch Days of Our Lives.
Your grandma.
Who
art in heaven.
therefore by proxy. I therefore by proxy had to watch fucking soap operas.
Yeah, I'd like to blame it on that, but I kind of got into it.
Yeah,
I did
a
too.
girlfriend got me into it.
I don't even have.
But
a
I can
cool
remember-
like that.
Yeah, I can remember my mom, my grandma, like the whole side of my mom's family. She had 2 sisters, sorry, and my grandma, and they all watched General Hospital, and like
Mhm.
they would all talk to each other about it on the phone, and you get stuck watching it because back then
You
your house
remember
only
that
had
shit?
one TV. I
It
remember
wasn't
certain
soap
things.
operas. It was. I got to go home and watch my stories.
My stories. There you go.
My stories.
And I remember Luke and Laura getting married. This is my General Hospital knowledge.
yeah, this is after he raped her.
Thank you. I don't know why people think that's the greatest love story
They
of all
fucking-
time. He
oh, it's so
raped her.
romantic. I'm like, dude, he raped her on a fucking disco floor.
That's what I'm motherfucker. Thank you. And anyway, I remember the introduction
You liked
of
it.
Robert Scorpio and the other Holly. What's her nuts?
Holly
Hotter than
Sutton.
shit. Thank you.
He married her.
John Stamos was on the show for a spell.
Blackie Parrish. Yep.
I knew Blackie. I was going to say Blackie Lawless, but that's a different.
No, Blackie Parrish.
That's over
That
here.
was before Full House.
Yup.
Debbie
And-
Moore was on it too.
What was the other Demi Moore was? But I'm trying to remember who the other like super famous
Rick
person.
Springfield.
Thank you. As a doctor, Dr. Aussie
Dr. Noah
Gimmick
Drake.
Jones, whatever. Dr. Aussie Gimmick Jones.
Dr. Noah Drake.
You guys are fucking killing me. Herm is
I
ready
know
to
'em
quit.
all. I know 'em all.
Herm, by the way, have the button ready. The house is getting burned down tonight. I'm letting you know now. By the way, guys, we should
Burn
do
it down the house.
We
Dude,
should
fucking
do this
Ricky
at the-
Martin was on General Hospital.
Was he really?
Yes.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, he
no
was.
shit. The shit you learn. One of the girls from Days of Our Lives went over to General Hospital now that she's of adult stature, and she looks great.
Like
She used to
adult
play
films?
John Black's no, not that kind. She's an
Oh.
adult human being.
Speaking of adult film stature going over from Boy Meets World earlier, freaking the
Maitland
redhead.
Ward.
No.
Yes.
Maitland Ward. That was a big freaking disruption.
Never saw one of her
God.
films, but when I
I
read
have.
that
She takes a
story
lot of
years
pride
ago,
in that. She's done good interviews on it. She's very proud of her career.
if you're proud, rock on, man. But
She is. She owns it. She's like, you know what? She's like, I lost friends. She's like, but she feels very good about what she's done.
if you're happy with what you're doing and it's legal, who gives a shit?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I remember. Well, we all probably watched that show either once or throughout the 8 seasons, and she was cute as hell back
She
in the
was.
day.
She
I was a
was.
Topanga guy. I'm not gonna
So
lie.
was I. So was I.
But she gave me a run for. She gave Topanga a run for my money.
If Topanga wasn't going to do porn, Maitland Ward was the next best thing.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next vice president of the United States, when I win, Matt Marsh. You've been promoted.
Yay.
It's true.
You are no longer the secretary of the lotion.
Secretary of the Lotion is moving on up to the east
That's
side.
right. Like George and Wheezy.
To a deluxe apartment
Oh, Maitland.
in the sky.
Maitland Ward.
Maitland Ward.
Yeah. I remember her.
And she's still good looking. I'm not going to
She
lie.
is.
For a
She
40
is.
plus. Well, Topanga looks good too. I just saw her on. I just saw her on TV. She was on Monday Night Raw not too long ago in the crowd. It was her, Eric Friedel, Will Friedel. Sorry,
Will Friedel. He played Eric.
Yep. And Sean Ryder.
Ryder Strong.
Thank you. And all 3 of them were in the front row.
Yep.
And
they
then
have
they
a
did
podcast that they all do together.
I heard. I want to listen to it, but they did a skit backstage too, and the guys walk up and they're like, "Hey, Will, hey," and they both looked at it. Topanga. I'm like, "Fuck yeah! Don't call her Danielle. Call her
I
Topanga."
know. It's a horrible name, but it's hot.
I don't care if I work
don't
somewhere and
Okay.
if I ran a car dealership and she came in and bought a car. Oh, let's go meet the owner, and he'd like to thank you personally, Topanga. You're not Danielle Fishel. You are Topanga for the rest of your goddamn
much
life.
hotter name.
Well, I probably shouldn't gone down this rabbit hole, but
Here we go.
looked up her on Pornhub. Whoa.
Yeah. Yeah. You're gonna have a good night.
Anal. Listen, anal hungry
listen.
Maitland Ward gets BBC gangbanged.
Yeah, I'm familiar with the history.
Anal crazy Maitland Ward loves a hard cock in her ass. Go deeper with Maitland Ward.
Help us.
Paging
Dr. Herman.
There's a lot of.
But she's a marketing genius. She's
It's
put her
awful
name
dark
on everywhere.
Listen, it's awful dark in all those
I
rooms.
gotta read
That's
the
all I'm
fucking
saying.
Bible or something. I don't know.
Paging Mr. Herman. Mr. Herman, you have a telephone call at the front desk.
Oh, what?
It's very dark in these rooms, guys. If you get what I'm saying.
Your room, all right.
Well, it's a lot of anal and black people.
See, that's right up your alley.
2 great things that Lynch thinks go great together.
Yeah, this motherfucker talking about it like it's a peanut butter cup.
You put your chocolate in my peanut butter.
You put your peanut butter in my chocolate.
It's my fault.
What?
Somehow it's going to get blamed on me.
What is going on right now?
I gotta get.
Is this
I gotta get-
real?
You know why it's your fault? Because you said her name first.
No, Marsh did.
I didn't hear that. You said
But
it.
of course, it's my fucking fault.
Big Herm Productions.
I don't. You know what? I don't even
would
want to
just
talk
like
about
to say
David
that it
Hogg.
had
We'll do that next week.
No way, shape, or form had anything to do with this topic.
And you can throw Jabroni Studios right on top of that, because fuck. We'll talk about David Hogg next week.
I'm
Everybody
honest
can
with
do a
you.
little reading.
This
I
is the
can't.
Dysfunction Junction.
Jesus.
Somebody
Her
put their
dysfunction
dysfunction in her junction.
Dysfunction. Jesus.
If she steals our name for her next BBC video, we want money.
Maitland Ward does Dysfunction Junction.
Oh,
Like,
she got
my
dysfunction in the
is now
junction.
I see-
broken. That's how
Listen.
fucked this is.
I just saw the competition. I ain't going up against that.
no. It's hard to go against someone who's got a dick that looks like my leg.
Yeah, you ain't gonna give Thunder Dick no competition.
Nope.
Wait a
But I
minute,
will
hold
get. I'll
on.
give a shout out to
I lost
Mucho
my-
Hot
Mango.
dog down the hallway.
Hold on. I lost a bunch of weight. Watch this.
Hey,
Oh no. Oh,
This is the inside of my colon. It's a very nice
Wait,
colon.
oh, well, guys, I lost like 90 pounds. Look at this fucking thing.
The inside of Burns' colon, or as we used to call it, freaky deaky sex world.
Freaky deaky sex world. Chlamydia is a soup. I've seen it on the shelf.
Seen it on the show.
No, sir. We understand that clam chowder is not a venereal disease.
You have gonorrhea?
You suffer from Homo unerectus.
Homo unerectus.
Your wang is hugified not by a woman, but by a man.
By a man.
All right. We got to tip out of here.
I don't think these
but-
guys have that problem.
Clearly not. They're probably in their prime, 20 to 26, and
Yeah.
they're buff as shit. And here we are, 4 doughy white guys. And yeah,
Getting
they're-
doughier by the
Heard my
minute.
phone.
if we could find a way, though, hear me out. If we could find a way to cross the streams and then go after Maitland Ward, we could do this.
I'm not crossing no streams with nobody.
Combine all of our dicks together in one giant mega dick.
That would involve me being naked with another dude. In the
No,
same room.
you're not listening. Science has worked wonders over the years. If you could combine all 4 of our dicks.
Heard Voltron dick.
Voltron, there you go. And I will form the head.
And I'll make the head.
And just so we know, Voltron dick, we're talking like lion Voltron, not like cars. Okay.
No,
So-
no, fuck the cars. It's all
I
about
will
the
form-
lions.
Like
I will
lion
form the
Voltron
blazing
dick,
sword.
Not car Voltron dick.
No.
Not car
Oh,
airplane
man.
Voltron? Yeah.
I have a cross that I wear daily, and on the back of it is Philippians 4:13. It says, "I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me." I think Christ is watching this right now, going, "I'm sending him to hell in every religion, right now." There's not going to be enough. Somehow, my pastor, who doesn't watch this show, thankfully, I'm gonna walk into church on Sunday and go, no, find yourself a new fucking church. You're out.
I want a cross that looks like Voltron.
I'm sure they make them, dude. The internet's a wonderful place.
I would wear
If you
that.
get away from midget porn, you can find so many wonderful things on the internet.
You know how hard that
I'm
is
gonna
to
buy a
do?
3D printer. I'll make you one.
There you go.
You're gonna buy a 3D printer?
Yeah, I think so.
That's his
Really?
next hobby: woodworking, guns, 3D printing. Before you know, he'll write a masturbation book called "I Look at You, I Think About You While I Masturbate."
That's the Voltron cross. So you just need
That is nice.
You just need that.
I just want like the Voltron robot as the cross.
I don't even know how
I
that.
could do that.
All right.
Well, I've been
on that
been
note,
back into modeling, Chris, with the
Yeah.
building car kits,
You're
Yeah.
modeling?
I was just gonna
building car
say.
kits. So yeah.
Are you modeling like assless chaps?
I was gonna say. You were into modeling once.
Yes.
And you quit and back into it. What the fuck?
somebody
Oh,
has to take.
oh.
Down, Christy Brinkley.
Stop it. Somebody has to take.
I'm
the
a
picture
nutsack
that-
model.
Somebody has to take the picture that goes on the package of Depends when you buy them. That's all I'm saying.
That's me.
All right, gentlemen. I've laughed way too hard. Join us at 8 o'clock for the Speedway review. I'm renaming the race the Trash from Bowman Gray. I'm going to burn down the house. Herm will probably tell you to get off his lawn, and the only one who's going to like the race is Corey. I'm calling it now. Corey is going to say, I really like the race. I'll give it a... Wait, watch this, Herm. I guarantee you, this is my prediction. I'm going to get my Nostradamus hat on. He's going to give it a 7 out of 10. Guaranteed.
Yep.
It was trash. If you didn't watch this race, good. You saved yourself 2 hours. I fell asleep watching this race. This was terrible. It was garbage.
Wow.
Yeah, wait till you hear what's coming out of my mouth.
I didn't
Later.
make it that far.
Better than what's
No,
coming
you-
into your mouth.
That's for a different show. That's on the Maitland Ward
It's the
Dysfunction
Maitland Ward
Junction.
Christmas special.
I was just about to say Christmas. Get out of my head!
Yeah.
The all anal experience.
It's Matt's night behind the hole on that.
Behind the green door.
That's
Yeah.
right.
You're in the barrel that night, buddy.
It's a Maitland anal Christmas.
Jesus.
Good
Have
night,
a very-
everybody.
Good
Take it
night.
easy.
Sleep soundly in your beds tonight.
If Marsh doesn't get a stocking stuffing scene in our Maitland Ward Christmas special, I quit.
The stocking stuffing. Oh, good.
Your prolapse looks like a tube sock.
Oh,
It won't be hanging from the chimney with care, I'll tell you that.
it's gonna look like a bloodworm.
Yeah.
We're out of here.